And
you're alive now, Frank.
All right. I can't tell my joke now.
Hey everyone, it's the Daily 10 with the notorious Glorious V, the Guerrilla Economist, and the man who is the algo capitalist, the one who goes by the name of Dex, and Frank's here as well. Hi, Frank.
I am not an anticlimax.
And the man who goes by the name of Frank.
Yeah. You can just say the man known as
the
Frank.
man known as Frank.
You say go by the name of. It's like it's my alias. I'm one of the few
It could
people
be an
not
alias.
using an alias.
You can't say the word man because that's
I thought your real name is.
Yeah, how dare you assume my gender? My I said gender.
That's masculinity toxic.
His igendery. Okay, we're assuming Frank's igendery these days.
You misgendered him. You misgendered him.
It's Frank. I'm sorry for misgendering you.
It's like the old SNL skit where they during the presidential debates they ask Bush. This is 2 days in a row I'm making Bush jokes. I don't know why he's on my mind, and they say.
Well, he wanted amnesty for all the evils yesterday.
In one word, he says strategery. Now it would be
I like that
gendery. He called for what?
For amnesty for all of the dreamers. 11 million people to get amnesty.
Did
they do that crap? They will flip Texas blue overnight. It's over, dude.
Yeah,
at that point, we need to start thinking about an exit strategy out of America. It's done.
Seriously, these guys are out of it. They just listen. I think people don't understand. On a personal level, I feel tremendously for for people who are trying to get into this country. Like, of course, if you're
I'm
you're
an
down,
apathetic bastard, Frank.
I know you are. But like, if I'm down in Mexico or whatever hellhole with my family, I'm going to try to get them here. Of course, you should. But it's unsustainable to have a welfare state with an open border. It's insane. It's insane. You can't have a welfare state and an open border. Those two things don't mix. It's that simple.
One or the other.
It's economically, it's economically unsustainable.
You're a racist.
When I say
because you're a racist,
like I have friends who are generally conservative people, but as soon as there's like a face who is sad and wants to be in America, they just crumble immediately. And I say this one thing to them: you can't have a welfare state with an open border. It's economically unsustainable. And they go, "Oh," like they never thought of that.
Well, those who want to come to this country, run.
This is what we've got in terms of the American mind. Entirely emotionally motivated, no understanding what's going on. Nope. It would be the same thing as opening your front door and just letting every homeless person come in and live with you. It's like, yeah, that's a really nice thing to do. You're going to run out of food and all your kids are going to get molested. Oh, maybe I won't do that then. Yeah, no, maybe you won't. Maybe you shouldn't. Like there's nothing heartless about that. It's the opposite of heartless. It's protecting things for your family that you love.
Right. Exactly.
And then the school system has these kids, their minds so bent up that they can't protect their loved ones because we hurt the Indians at some point in the past, even though my family wasn't even here yet. That's why now I can't have a border because someone did something bad a couple hundred years ago. People just are incapable.
Frank, I mean, you and I live
I'm starting the show with a rant. I don't usually rant at all.
We live in an area in New York where I think it was the Algonquin Indians that lived here, and I think we should return the land to the Algonquins. But then the Algonquins have to return the land to the Chickasaw. The Chickasaw got to return the land to the Apache.
And all of them have to pay reparations for the slaves that they had.
Yep. See, nobody talks about that.
It's a joke what we've done. We become so ashamed of Western culture that we think we're the white man is the only one who's ever done anything wrong. And it's like human history is a list of atrocities committed by people of all shapes, sizes, colors, and creeds.
Why now you're fat shaming people? Why you got to say sizes for?
Well, I identify as a skinny man.
Very racist, sexist.
Do you do this as a man who I can confirm is not thin, though you are a big, beautiful ape?
I am a big beautiful
Don't you see yourself as at least 40 pounds lighter, and then you walk by a mirror and go, crap?
You want to know something, man? Yes, I do.
Like in your mind, you don't look like
in my mind, I'm like, I still have the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger in my mind.
Yeah, like I was walking into Walgreens with my son the other day, and I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then those windows, man, the windows, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm
trying to give Dex time to place his orders.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even started that yet.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, for those of you in the room, we've been, man, what is it, Tuesday? It's Tuesday.
Turnaround Tuesday.
Like Thursday, doesn't it?
Dex was still looking for his entries this week, which is rare, but it's true. So watch that weekly pulse picks for those of you who are in the room because he's bringing them soon.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
It's a fact.
Dex, why don't you share with us your vision? Dex had a nightmare, or a dream, or a vision.
Oh yeah, Dex, are you going to tell people
it's
about
terrifying, man.
I don't know if he agreed to disclose
I don't know if
that.
Dex,
I had a
he
nightmare
agreed
last night
to
too,
that.
but it wasn't related
What
to
was
the
it about?
markets.
I can't
dreamt
tell you guys anything.
I dreamt that my basement was flooded and
Again?
my amps got flooded. Which the
Oh,
last time my
geez.
basement flooded, my Line 6 Helix. Those who are guitar gear nerds will know what a Helix is. It's actually fairly expensive piece of kit. I picked it up and poured water out of it on it. Like, and when I say poured water out, I don't mean a drop came out. I mean, like, I could have filled a milk carton with the amount of water that came out of this extremely, fairly expensive piece of gear. And you know what? I remember, like, it wasn't really my priority at the time because, my furniture was floating. It wasn't that bad. It was like an inch of water, but it was ruining everything. And so I dumped the water out, brought it upstairs, put it in the corner, and forgot about it for about 6 months. And then one day I thought, just on a whim, why don't I just plug it in and see? And I've been using it ever since. There's nothing wrong with it.
Holy crap, you got lucky, dude.
You're not kidding, dude, because it's expensive. And I've been using it ever since, and it's been fine.
Wow.
It's a Christmas miracle. It's a
Well,
festive.
let's ruin the mood. Dex,
Yeah.
give us the bad news. Just give it to us, man.
Are you going to share, Dex? I don't think he's going to tell us about this. He
Dex,
didn't
share it.
seem like he wanted to discuss it.
You don't have to. Even though I just put it out there.
How about you just say he had a dream and you should tighten your stops? How's that?
Yeah, I had one of my market dreams. Again.
I should tighten my shorts.
It's been a while since I had them. Normally, when I have my market dreams, they come to pass so quickly that by the time I wake up,
see, proof positive that he's a remote viewer, folks. Right there, he spilled the beans. Thank you. Thank you. You're a remote viewer.
Well, this one I have some time to actually take advantage of it, but I don't know how wide the window is going to be. I saw all red on the screen. Everything was red. Everything was crashing together simultaneously. It was red, and it was hard. It was a fast and furious, parabolic downward move.
Scary.
I don't know what caused the spiral. I don't know what caused the crash, but everything was crashing.
Wow.
It was reminiscent of the May 6, 2010 flash crash, where everything, every sector, every market,
did you have a dream about that one?
Forex, the futures, to equities crashed simultaneously at the same time. Everything. It didn't matter if you was in precious metals or bonds, you were getting crashed. Actually, my system had me to avoid that. I got out of the market like moments before the crash came.
Wow.
So and I alerted the trade room to that. So we didn't participate in the short side, but we didn't get crushed on our longs either. We actually made money on the long side of that market that day.
So what specifically stood out to you when you said you saw all red?
Yeah,
as the Lord leads, shall we say?
That's a crash, man.
Like like everything. Like what were you feeling?
Everything was crashing simultaneously, straight up, just crashing.
Did you get a dream before that one?
No, not at all. That's all I remember dreaming about last night. So I don't feel right about this. So as I am talking to you, I am getting my shopping list together. So I'm going to be putting tickets in. I will update the trading room momentarily as to what positions I am taking. See, that's the blessing about being part of the Watchers Trade Room. You get to know the moves that I am about to make as I am making them.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can do the same thing I'm doing. But if you're not a member of the room, you don't have the price list, so you don't know what the price triggers are, and you don't know what direction in the market we're trading.
Dex, do you think this has any coincidence to Hack being up?
You know, I'm not sure. I know that I don't feel right about that because it's kissing the $40 handle.
Yeah.
We hit 39.42 today, and I think we're around the same high yesterday. Right now, we pulled back a little bit, 7 cents at 39.09, but I still don't feel good about it. I do not feel good about it. I just don't. Also, I'm noticing some lackluster activity on the hedging side of the market. particularly ticker HDGE. It's been, flat to lower for the longest time. For a while, it was holding strong at $8. Now it's at the $6 handle.
Mhm.
So when you see apathy like that, that's usually also a strong sign as well. To have it that low, and that's a stock that goes up when the market crashes. So I'm thinking that we're getting really close to a tipping point here, and I think that the markets, for whatever reason, will roll over. I don't know what the catalyst is going to be, but I can tell you, this rally is fragile.
I agree with that. I think there's going to be a major sell-off coming before another major run-up. Do you see another major run-up?
No, no.
What do you mean? Okay, explain.
I do not see a major run-up at this time.
I mean, after this crash.
No, I do not. Now, keep in mind, bear markets do tend to have powerful bear market rallies as the markets correct off of the new lows. But I know what you're talking about. No, I do not. So I do not. I don't know how long the market's going to stay down, but I see it staying down.
When you say down, is there a number that pops up in your head? 19,000?
Not necessarily, no. I just know it's going to be a drastic correction. It's going to be scary and frightening, and it's going to make the 24-hour news cycle. That's all they're going to talk about, and then they'll divert your attention elsewhere and start talking about halter tops for men, and then you'll forget everything about the crash.
Yes.
What? I was over here texting some client. I come back and all I hear is halter tops for men.
Yep, that's what they're going to hit you with, and then you'll say,
I'm going to start
"Wow,
wearing those."
What was I concerned about? These are some beautiful colors too that are coming in. These nice summer colors.
Why am I worried about this? I should just look at these beautiful halter tops.
Exactly.
I'm going to go out and get me a pair because this is the latest fashion for American men everywhere.
There you go. Yeah. That's what they want you to think about anyway. They don't want you to think about anything else.
Soy.
So, with that being said, I'm going to start entering my orders in today, and then I'll let the room know. Once I make my final decision, I'm talking to you and looking at the charts, the algo charts, that is. So, when I make my final decision, I'll let you know.
Are the algos seeing this coming or what?
Yeah, for the most part, the major U.S. stock indexes are in the algo Kumo cloud. Therefore, you know what that means.
Yeah.
That's a bully area. So if you're gonna hang out in that playground, you better know how to defend yourself.
Bully.
Like, what is bullying versus bullish?
Punch you in the face and take your lunch money, bully.
There you go.
Punch you. Oh, bully area. Got it.
That's the atomic
wedgie time.
That's the bully area. That's the punch in your face and take your lunch money area. So you better know how to throw your hands if you're gonna play in that sandbox. Yeah, the jungle gyms can be a harsh place, depending on what school you went to.
Yep.
I ran the gamut. I went to one school where there was a boxing match every day. Every day some kids were boxing. And I don't mean
I went to
fighting like children. I mean they were boxing. They were they had the footwork and everything. And this is elementary school.
Jeez. Well, I went to an elementary school where we were giving atomic wedgies to each other all day, every day. I was terrified of going to school. I had trauma as a child.
I think that's what we're going to title this video today.
Atomic wedgie. Market atomic wedgie.
The market atomic wedgie.
Oh, I love that. The market is about to give the market is about to give guys an atomic wedgie.
Yes. You heard it here first.
That should be our show title.
That's right. We give out the goodies here. We let y'all know what time
Tuesday, June 10th at around 10:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dex has come out here. He's giving all of you a warning.
We'll see.
Brace yourself.
If you're long the equity market, you probably want to either A, consider taking some profits, or B, tightening up those stops very tight. Because once it turns over, you're not going to have a chance to do all the things you want to do. You're not going to be able to catch it. It's going to be coming too fast. So you're going to want to be defensive now. That's all I got to say on the matter. People can do what they want, but I know what I'm doing. So can't say that I didn't tell folks what to do.
You think there's going to be a 3,000 point drop?
It could be a lot more than that.
He's going out on a limb
5,000.
here. What's
Could
your
be a
time
lot
frame?
more than that.
Yeah, we're
You have a time
spitballing, man.
frame?
We're spitballing. We're not saying this is
My time
definitely
frame is when the price triggers, when the intraday price inflection point is reached. That's my time frame.
When do you think
So
that would be?
That could be whenever.
Would that be like this week?
Could be. Forewarned is forearmed. That's why they call them stops.
And people have to understand, because
they call them that for a reason.
You get a novice trader listening, and they're just going and jumping out of everything. Dex is using his stop loss method. He's, it's like his getting ready is different than somebody who's all panicky getting ready. Because there's somebody out there who's like gonna sell everything right now, and then be like, "Oh wait, it went up more," and and then meanwhile Dex is like, "Yeah, no, could do that." Like it's.
Or then they're here that I'm long when it happens.
Yeah,
I thought you were selling everything.
Yeah, you got to.
You got to
understand how he trades. He's putting stop losses,
and you won't know that
in.
if you're just listening to this program. It gives
following
you
the price triggers.
A little something to think about, but I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. This is what I'm getting ready to do right now. I'm putting my stuff in. I'm thinking about it.
Even people in the room, because I know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to send me. I'm going to get 5 direct messages from our beloved subscribers later saying, "Oh, wait a minute, Dex said to get out, but there's a rally alert on the SPY, and
you're
like, yeah,
it never fails.
It never fails. Yeah, follow the pulse wave price triggers. He's just saying, be ready to tighten your stops, be ready for a move. That's all.
I won't say
tighten them shorts, otherwise you're going to lose your
names. But
Put
the
your shorts
first
on.
Wall Street firm I worked at, they were famous for that. If he had a signal, he would market himself into the market. What are you waiting for? Get in there. And of course, he would get his behind handed to him 99.9% of the time by doing that. And I would just sit and tell him, yeah, I'm not gonna say any names.
Don't say nothing.
They know who they are. So you gotta prepare yourself, and what that means is you take a look first. When we're talking about the U.S. stock market, the first thing you're going to want to look at is the futures. Is there a way that you can play the futures? Can you get in the futures? If you don't feel comfortable with the futures, or you just like the equity side better, then you have to look at ways to position yourself on the equity side of things, and that's pretty much what I like to do. So I look at both the futures and the equities, because sometimes I'll take a double position. What that means is I'll go in to both the futures and the equity side of the market. The reason I like to do that at times is because sometimes the futures have exaggerated moves and can be really volatile and wild, especially while you're sleeping at night. Whereas the equity market usually is priced a lot better. Even if there's a big move in the pre-market, sometimes by the time the 9:30 bell opens, the market has pretty much corrected itself and it's not too far off of the prior day's closing price. So it's a way for you to navigate the course and stay in the trade a little bit longer and capture more of the trend. It's easier to do on the equity side because with futures, as you know, you have contract expiration dates where you have to get out of the current front month and then roll over to the new front month. And that happens, at expiration. So that could be a bit of a pain because then you have to get out. You have to literally take profit and then get back in the market again. It used to be that there were some brokers out there that would they will roll your contracts for you with no problem, but that's pretty much a done deal. That doesn't really happen anymore. You have to do it yourself. You have to manually get out and then get back in again. Mm-hmm. So that's how that works. So I will be given a full list and break it down in the trading room, what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and how I'm doing it. So you guys can follow along on the system printout that you have. It'll tell you how I'm moving and when and why I'm moving. And sometimes I might not move at all if I don't get confirmation. Remember, the system is based off of two things. First, the market, putting out the market signal. What are we doing? What are we looking to happen in the market? Then the next thing it's looking for is, okay, have certain criteria and conditions been met? So that's what the system is looking for. If those two things are not done, A, you don't have a signal. B, you don't have a confirmation of something happening in the market via the intraday price inflection points being reached, then you do not get into the market. You do not take a position because the system's not going to get you in the market anyway. So when you hear me saying things, it's a heads up, and you should consider, taking the appropriate action. But if you're not with us, then maybe you should be.
This is one
if
of the
you're not
funny
with
things.
us, you're with the terrorists. That's it.
There you go. And for those of you who are not with us, I have to preface what I say with check with your financial advisor to see if this is something that is suitable for your investment goals and objectives.
Just watch.
I'm sure your financial advisor is a hotshot trader. I'm sure.
So,
or your financial advisor could be a client of mine.
True story.
Keeping it real. Yep, keeping it real. Keeping it 100.
This is one of the things. One of the things we get a lot is someone saying, "Well, what about this?" And like Dex will give his thoughts on something, and then it's the assumption is, "Oh, Dex is going to get in right now." He's still going to use the pulse wave price triggers just like everybody else.
And yes, I have had financial advisors subscribe to our service. So yes, a lot of you out there who are in love with your financial advisor, chances are he's a member. And he's passing on information, and that's how he's managing your money.
Wouldn't be the first time, buddy.
Nope, and it won't be the last.
Won't be the last either.
I actually started off with large trading groups subscribing to me.
Yeah.
Actual, this is back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, they had these like cafes, like a Starbucks. You would go in, there would be trading terminals there, and you could open an account and sit there and trade all day. Well, these institutions form groups and trading groups that you could become a member of. So what would happen is they would open an account with me. I would give them my signals for the day, and everybody in the trading service in that location would trade the system. So the groups that you thought were the best traders in the world, chances are they were a client of mine.
That's hilarious.
True story.
I had to put that out there. So yeah, don't get it twisted, folks. We are global. We're not just limited to one location. We got people all over the world subscribing to our services because they derive value from it.
And
so moving on, I want to say something else. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Say something else. And we got to get Frank to do his thing.
Frank, do your thing.
No, right. All right. Jeez, I was literally looking at the pulse wave price triggers. I'm looking for my entry on BTT.
We caught him.
I got to change my order.
He's sitting in his cubicle.
Well, here's a really interesting thing. I have my order at one price, and they just updated to a new price. So, and there's a rally alert on it, but it's in a bearish momentum. So very interesting. So that's cool because I'm going to get in lower, which means I'm going to get more of those tokens when I get in. So we have a link. We're going to continue this discussion. And I don't know how much longer we're going to do this because you're giving away so much help to people on Frank Trades with Dex every day. We do it every day. So there's a link in the description to this video to the live broadcast we're about to have on Pulse Wave Trading on our YouTube. There's also a link in the description to our weekly webinar where you could learn all about the Pulse Wave price triggers. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Dex created a system 20 plus years ago called the Pulse Wave price trigger algorithm. And we put that into a nice, tidy, neat little report every weeknight. And our members have access to it to see when to get in, how to get out, etc. And so, and etc. Remember that movie? Every time I say etc. after Split, I think of that character. And etc.
What are you talking about?
Well, you got to watch the movie, V.
What movie?
Split. One of the
Split.
It's a Shyamalan joint. Dex taught me that word. Dex taught me that word. That's slang for movie. You didn't watch Shyamalan? He's one of your people, V.
I told you, I'm racist against South Asians.
Wow.
How are you not watching one of your own people's movies? Split was actually great. So
what is it?
Jen just said
the last good movie of Shyamalan was what was it? It was
all of them.
The Walking. No, what
all
was
of
that?
them.
I See Dead People. What is that?
You see, me and Dex
Oh,
are
the
on the
Sixth
same page.
Sense. The Sixth Sense.
We'll watch
Classic.
it. We'll watch anything that Shyamalan puts out. I
Yeah.
watched that terrible Airbender movie,
Oh my
and still
god!
sort of like,
Isn't that the kid who has like flatulence and stuff?
yes, he uses his flatulence to fly around and save people from
Got it.
something. So this, if you don't know what the pulse waves are, this Friday we do our pulse wave trading for beginners. Right now, I think it just says live pulse wave trading event or something. That's actually right on Rogue. So if you go to Rogue News' YouTube channel, the homepage, you can set a reminder and join us Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern. And we'll explain what the pulse waves are, and we'll even show you what they look like and how to use them, and it's awesome. But for right now, we're about to wrap up, and we'll be over on our channel. And we take your requests. If you want us to look at whatever weird little thing you like to trade, Dex will take a look at it.
No, you did not just say whatever weird little thing you like to try. Wow.
Good job, Frank. Good job. Now we're gonna get all sorts of weird requests now.
Condescending much?
I meant it in a good way. Like me, all I'm trading is this BTT. That's a weird little thing.
Good point. All right, I'll let you off with that one.
I express my love to people freely and continuously. They know I love them.
Oh, real quick though, too. The precious metals will be on the list. I'm about to do an operation in the precious metals too.
Slaughter.
I have a request.
Yeah, I'm operating in the metals, the bonds, and the U.S. equities. That's where I'm gonna roll at. And it should be noted that Bitcoin is being weighed down again today. It's down $202.50 as we speak.
Damn it.
Wow. So Dex,
yeah,
is it possible for this is me asking as a consumer of the pulse wave price triggers, is it possible to add decimals to one of the long entry buy stops? Like
what do you mean?
Well, for example, the BTT, I was going to give you the number, but I can't give that away for free.
Right.
If I had 2 more decimal points, it'd be much more specific for me because this one trades way below a penny.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, here's the limitation of the system.
Uh-huh.
The limitation is 4 decimals. I can only do 4 decimals.
Good to know. That's why I asked.
Yeah. So sorry. I mean, guys, nothing's perfect. Everything has its pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses. That's one of mine. That's my kryptonite. I can only do 4 decimal places.
Yeah, well, it's still extremely useful. So
that's what's up. Hey, you guys. I know people listening to us, laugh and stuff, but everything you're hearing us say, we keep it real. We keep it 100. If we're talking about, hey, I'm operating in this market, that market, you better believe we are trading in that market. We're not one of these people that just talk about markets but never trade markets. We use the service ourselves. And if you don't know, I actually designed it for myself. To be quite honest with you. So yes, I use it, and everyone here uses it as well in the company. So just so you guys know that.
Let's get out of here.
All right, let's bounce.
Thank you, V.
Hit that like
button.
Thank
you guys. Click the link, and we're out. Have a nice day.
Peace.
All right.